An image is worth 1,000 words, but sometimes those words are enough to get you locked up. Every day 2 billion photographs are taken, but sometimes those photos lead to people getting arrested. Sometimes they're called for, but at other times it's totally ridiculous. I'm Charlie, and today we're going to look at photos that got people arrested. Before we get it on, why not subscribe and press the notification bell. Sichuan Dragon. Every country has their way of dealing with fake news. In many countries, for example ones with freedom of speech laws, it's protected. But that's not so much the case in China. In 2019, Yibin in Sichuan, China was rocked by a 6.0 magnitude earthquake. This resulted in 12 people losing their lives and 134 being injured. But soon after the earthquake, this image began spreading on Chinese social media. It was first uploaded to the website Weibo. It was posted by a 50-year-old man named Mr. Zhang. In the post, he claimed that the earthquake was caused by a dragon. Pretty obviously, this photo is faked. As you can see, there's a huge snake on the hillside with a bunch of people standing next to it. The original caption that went with this photo said this: "An earthquake took place in Yibin, which has caused severe debris flow. A 120-meter dragon with a diameter of 1.5 meters jumped out of the water. This happened at 2 p.m. today, attracting thousands of people. Experts have flown in and said the dragon had something to do with the earthquake." Now, a lot of people on Chinese social media actually believed this, especially older Chinese people who didn't realize that you can Photoshop things. But the Yibin police quickly arrested Mr. Zhang, who was behind the image. He was arrested and said he just did it for fun. The police actually made him write a letter of apology saying that the photo was fake. It's thought he spent quite some time in prison for doing this. And although this is kind of a dumb prank to play, I don't think the guy should have been arrested. I Steal. This photo comes from Sweden. You may think Sweden's a pretty nice and calm place, but crime can happen in Sweden just like in any other country. One day in 2013, 2 girls robbed a restaurant. They had masks and jackets on so no one could identify them, but that's when a witness saw this image on social media. They recognized the 2 girls in the Facebook photo. They were wearing the exact same masks and jackets as the robbers in the restaurant. And it turned out they were the same people. The police tracked them down and arrested them at one of their grandmother's houses. The 2 girls had posted this right before robbing the restaurant. They'd only taken $400, but thankfully the restaurant did get the money back. Not only is it so dumb they robbed a restaurant, they also posted it on Facebook. That kind of defeats the point of a ski mask. Also, what's scary is they were also holding the 12-inch knife they brought into the restaurant in the photo. The girls were cousins and also under 18, but if they were over 18, they would have got a way worse sentence. Holy selfie. Robbing anywhere is bad, but surely one of the worst things you can rob is a church. Well, that didn't stop one guy named Adam Howe. One day, Adam was burgling a church, but he made one terrible mistake. That was that he accidentally left his phone in the church. When the cops came, they found his phone and his selfie on it. And using this image, they were able to arrest him shortly after. This actually led to him getting a 15-year prison sentence. I'm not sure how a burglar would leave something so valuable behind. Clearly, Adam is not exactly a criminal mastermind. Slow loris. A slow loris is an animal which is native to Southeast Asia. They're actually an endangered and protected animal in the regions. But nevertheless, some people do capture these. They then charge tourists money to take photos with them. Well, that's exactly what happened to Rihanna in 2020. The singer was in Thailand on holiday. That's when some people approached her and said, "Do you want to take a photo with a slow loris for some money?" She did, not knowing it was illegal, and then she posted it on Instagram. This let Thailand police track down the people letting tourists take photos with this endangered animal, and they were then arrested. The slow loris was also taken away from them and put back into the wild. Rihanna also posted some tweets about the situation, which I'm not going to be able to read out in this video. Baseball girl. Are you starved of attention? Well, Dr. Charlie can prescribe you something for that. That is, running onto the field of a sports event. Many people who are known as streakers do this. They run onto the field of a sports game, usually without any clothing on. Well, that's exactly what happened in 2013 with a girl named Kaylee Hill. This was during a baseball game, which was the College World Series. She wanted to run onto the field while taking a vine. Now, she actually did do this, but she was tackled by security and then arrested. Who knows if it was worth it for this vine, but this selfie costs her $1,500. I don't know about you, but that's a pretty expensive 15 minutes of fame. That's right, she had to pay a $1,500 fine for doing this vine. And now that Vine's been deleted, no one can even watch it. Sorry Kaylee, that probably wasn't the best idea. Sneaky selfie. We all know that in many countries, free climbing is popular. This happens a lot in Russia, and also the United Kingdom. That's because these countries don't have laws against trespassing. But one country that definitely does is the United States. But that did not stop one 16-year-old getting an awesome photo. This 16-year-old snuck past a security guard at one WTC. He then took a selfie on the top of the building, which does look pretty cool, albeit dangerous. Now, while he did get away with it initially, this photo got him noticed. He posted them online, and this later led to him being arrested. The security guard he snuck past was also fired. It's pretty amazing he was able to scale 104 floors. He got in using a nearby construction site through a small hole in the fence. And according to The Guardian, he spent 15 days in jail for doing this. iCloud betrayal. We all know that from iCloud leaks, it's not exactly the most secure thing in the world. Many celebs have had private photos hacked from iCloud. But sometimes iCloud can come in handy. One day a man in Milan, Italy stole an iPad. Later on he took a selfie with it. But that selfie was accessed by the person he stole it from using iCloud. The man's original owner then showed the police the selfie, and this led to the thief being arrested. The 52-year-old owner was on holiday when his iPad was stolen, but the thief didn't realize that all photos on the iPad can be accessed from the original owner's iPhone. That's because the two were connected using iCloud. Thankfully, the Italian cops acted very swiftly, and the guy who stole the iPad was sentenced to prison time. Out of wedlock. So, most of the photos which got people arrested on this list have had pretty good reasons behind them. For example, they stole something or trespassed. But this one coming from India is plain ridiculous. In 2015, people were arrested by Mumbai cops for taking selfies out of wedlock. You see, in some areas of India, public displays of affection out of wedlock are illegal. And according to some Mumbai cops, taking selfies is a public display of affection. One woman was arrested because she took a selfie with her boyfriend. I'm not sure why it's okay to do this when you're married, but not when you're not married. And some also accused the Indian police of moral policing and being a nanny state. This led to a lot of uproar and protesting, and later on the city of Mumbai admitted the police were wrong for arresting these people. They said they would hold a workshop to teach police the difference between selfies and street harassment. I'm not sure why you need a workshop for that, it seems pretty obvious to me. Stupid selfie. I think if we've learned anything from this video, it's that if you do a crime, don't snitch on yourself with a selfie. Well, one person who did not learn this rule is 19-year-old Jess Ewald. One day Jess stole someone's iPhone. He later used that same phone to post a photo on social media. But the original owner of the phone then realized it was his phone in the selfie. He made the dumb mistake of doing a mirror selfie which had the phone in it. It's dumb enough to use a stolen phone to take a selfie with anyway, but it's an extra level of dumb to have that same phone in the selfie. Anyhow, cops were able to use this photo to arrest Jess, and he was locked away in jail for grand theft. That's because iPhones are worth enough to qualify for grand theft. This can carry a pretty hefty prison sentence. Saudi selfie. From looking at some of the stories in this video, we can see that some countries are much more free than others. For example, in China and India, you can get arrested for some pretty dumb things in photos. But the same is true for Saudi Arabia. If you go on Instagram, I'm sure you'll see many people taking shirtless selfies. A lot of guys do this to show off their physique when they've been working out. But in Saudi Arabia, this can land you in jail. This happened to Sohail Al-Jamil in 2019. He was sentenced to 3 years of jail time for taking a shirtless photo in Saudi Arabia. He's actually a 23-year-old influencer with 170,000 followers. But his selfie actually went against Saudi Arabian public decency laws. It's sad that in some countries, something so minor can actually get you sent to jail. And it really makes you think, if you go to Saudi Arabia, make sure not to take any shirtless selfies. If you do, you could actually go to prison for quite some time. Do you guys agree that this guy should be arrested for posting a photo which is so common on Western social media? I think it's personally really wrong. Of course, some of the arrests have been good, for example of thieves. But the ones that took place in India, China and Saudi Arabia, I just can't get my head around. But now it's time to make your voice heard. Comment below which was the most surprising photo that got people arrested. If you want some more cool videos, then check out my second channel. But as always, thank you for watching. There's some more videos you may like on screen right now. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to Top 10s.